Hello, I'm Bido Chin. I'm a partner solution architect here at Microsoft. And today I want to talk to you about Agent 365 and Work IQ. Now, I'm sure in your work environment today, you already use agents. At Microsoft, we have an agent for HR, we have an agent for sales, we have agents for engineering, and many more. Within the enterprise environment, we are seeing tremendous growth in the use of agents. At the same time, these agents are actually introducing a lot of sprawl, and Agent 365 is the IT control plane to manage all of these agents to make sure there's governance that's applied to the use of agents within an enterprise environment. Now, this is the dashboard of Agent 365. You can see the number of agents that's within your enterprise environment. You can see the platforms for which they're built. You can see the active users that are using these agents and the trending agents that are being used by your users. So this gives you insight into where you can invest into more, where demands are in your organization with agents. And you can also see at the bottom here the top action items for you with regards to agent management. So you can see here the pending requests for agents that, these are agents that wants to be published in your environment, in your enterprise environment. The agents that are starting to become risky and ownerless agents, as well as agents with exceptions. Now, let's take a look at the list of agents here. So these are the risky agents, and specifically, we want to dive into the comms agent. So let's see what's happening with comms agent. So comms agent, we know here, is created by John Harrington. It's available to only some users, but there's already 2 alerts. Now, to look at what the agent is capable of, we can read the description, or we can have a look at the data and tools that are accessible by this agent. Here we see that this agent can actually do computer use. It's actually available to all users through this agent. And these agents have accesses to a few MCP servers. It has access to graph connectors. It can actually use graph connectors. And you can actually access some knowledge sources. Now, let's take a look at what how this agent fares in terms of security and compliance. We can see from this tab that this agent has been flagged for sensitive response generated by the agent. We can also see that the configuration itself, the permissioning, needs to be worked on. So let's look at what this agent is permitted to do. And from here, we see through Agent 365 that this agent can actually access these sets of graph APIs. And it's not just read APIs, it could actually do send as well. So the agents can actually modify things within the graph API. So these are the top-down view from the dashboard to the list of agents to filtering the agents for certain aspects that you want to see, in this case risk, and then deep diving into the agent to identify the tools that it uses, the alerts that it has generated, and finally the activity that surrounds the agent. Here we see that the the agent is actually actively used and is actually increasingly used by people within your organization. So now that we know that this agent has actually been flagged as a risky agent, and we see that it is actually quite powerful, can access tools, even computer use, and it's actually used quite a lot within the organization, and it presents quite a number of risks. So the immediate action item could be to block the agent, and you could do that also in Agent 365. So if you click on block within the specific view that we've seen just now, you will come here and you can actually check this box to block the agent. Now let's look at how your IT admin, your admin center here within Microsoft 365 can accept newer agents to be deployed into your M365 environment. Again, Agent 365 is that one place, that control plane that controls all of the agents that are within your environment. So new agents that wants to come in, they need to submit a request here, and they need to be assessed by your IT admin before it is actually allowed in to your enterprise environment. Now, you can actually set policies and permissions, and these policies and permissions can be templated as well. So allowing that convenience so that you can actually group certain policies for certain types of agents, or agents that are deployed to certain teams, and etc. So I hope you can see now that this control plane is actually one that works very well and is actually necessary when you have many agents in your M365 environment. So Agent 365 is where you securely roll out and manage agents, and you bring these agents that are rolled out into an environment under management, and you observe what they are doing, and you make sure that they don't turn to become too risky, and you start to really analyze the usage of these agents as well for growth and ROI purposes. Now I want to show you the next thing that Agent 365 helps with, and that is ultimately to enable human agent workflows. Now if you look at introducing agents into your M365 environment, the agent can actually access tools like Word and Excel and PowerPoint to be productive themselves, right? And they can actually access structured data and unstructured data. But how does this actually manifest in front of the user when interacting with agents? And here I want to show you one particular workflow. And this is when Chris, a procurement agent, actually pings a user and tells the user that, hey, you've actually created some hire requests. So what you want to do with it? And the user can just simply say, yeah, I actually did. Can you check if this is the supplier that is being used, and if that's okay, right? Just create a PO for that supplier. And here, Chris has not actually need to do anything manual, right? He's just interacting with this agent in a chat, and that's it. His work is done. So that's the power that Agent 365 brings in a very secure manner, governed in an M365 environment. Lastly, with regards to Agent 365, I want to show you that the agent itself is given an identity, and it will show up in your org chart, and there will be an agent card attached to the agent. So that's about Agent 365. Now we move along to the next piece of amazing tech that's being rolled out here, and it's called Work IQ. Now, Work IQ is the intelligence layer that enables Copilot and these agents that you saw earlier to know you. It knows your job, it knows your company. And it isn't just within Copilot as the brain for Copilot, right? It actually understands your workflows, it understands your relationships, and it connects everything together, and everything that matters in an effortless, powerful, and personal way to you. Now, the three things that makes up work IQ is memory, data, and inference. And we start with data first. So data is emails, documents, databases, your line of business systems. These are all data that really codifies how work gets done. And it's actually your biggest differentiator and your most valuable asset. If you think about it. Now, so much of that data is actually untapped. It's tied up in disparate systems, in files, and it may not be accessed, right? It might be hidden in your folder deep inside somewhere. But with Work IQ, Copilot actually enables you to unlock that data and put it to work to deliver real value for you and your business. Now, before we move on to see how Work IQ does that, I'm going to introduce another thing called memory. Memory is what gives Copilot the ability to be personal to you. And it gives personalized responses based on your style, your habits, and your preferences. It tracks and it understands your workflow. It also recognizes the people that you work with, your task, and the tools that all fit together as you in your job. So here's where things gets interesting. Remember earlier I was about to explain where data helps in Work IQ? And here is where inference actually brings that rich signal from that data combined with memory to make all these valuable connections to unlock insights and predict the next best action for you or even the next best agent for the job. Imagine you are doing something, and because Work IQ is always there, it looks at what you're doing, it looks at what you've done in the past through memory, it looks at the data that surrounds your job, and then it gives the next possible action that is most likely will be helping you in your productive work. So when it does all of that, right, gelling everything together, stringing it together, bringing that productivity to you with full understanding of the semantics of your work, not just the characters or string of characters itself. You actually understand deeply the kind of work that you do and how this AI can be productive to you. It actually still does this because we are Microsoft, because we have 5 decades of experience. It does this securely, and all this data is actually handled uh, with Agent 365 there in a very secure way. Now, I want to explain a little bit more about connectors. So, connectors does these things as well. It connects with connectors. You can connect to systems like ticketing systems and create a ticket, or you can extract the ticket out from the ticketing system and start working with it, right? But what makes Work IQ different is that Work IQ actually goes in to these underlying systems and it actually understands full context. And again, I mentioned earlier the semantics of it, right? So it does this semantic indexing. It finds patterns, it finds insights, it pulls fragments of data, and it actually gives you full understanding of that relationship of all of that data within your M365 environment. And here is how things look with that understanding. So these are not out of the world things. These are already present in your Microsoft environment. For example, here when you type something, say check out Mona's recent presentation, it actually understands who Mona is within your org. Again, earlier, this is Work IQ, the evolution of Work IQ, and it actually pulls out the presentation that Mona has previously modified or created. Now, if you type something like my manager Mona Carr, something, right? Like, KA, right? With that KA, before that, that predictive action is already happening, and work IQ will then establish that is Mona Kane, your manager, because it actually understands your relationships as well, and it then establish that actual relationship within the document that you are working on as well. So now, in terms of, for example, in communications, when you type the word "at," Work IQ will be pulling out the people that you are working with. Again, understanding that relationship. Now, in terms of why semantic index matters, here's where I want to showcase an example here with fruit. So before work IQ, without semantic indexing, um, if you type fruit, what you could match with traditional lexical example is either a document with fruit or fruits. But with semantic and indexing, um, this work IQ actually goes deeper into finding that relationship, right? For fruit, you actually understand what a fruit is, and you could actually classify documents with citrus as fruity documents as well, if you may, and pomelo as well. So you could actually get a richer search and a better result in say if you are querying for something that's relating to fruit. Now, similarly with capital, what semantic index does is it actually looks deeper into that relationship with the word capital. It looks at, for example, here on the left, the financial aspects of the word capital with regards to tax, money, investments, etc. Um, on the right, more with the geographic aspects of the word capital. So, all in all, that's the importance of work IQ, right? Bringing true intelligence to your daily work, helping you to become more productive. So anyway, I've spoken about Agent 365, I've spoken about work IQ. I hope that gives you a sense of how it looks like in M365 and how it actually looks like in the hands of the IT admins or in your daily work. So, yeah, that's all for today. I hope you will go on and explore more with regards to Work IQ and Agent 365 and other Microsoft products that are out there. Thank you very much.